Okay, let's do our warm-ups and maybe some balance today. So feet hip width apart, toes straight ahead, shoulders back and down, crown toward the ceiling, and core activated. And get that support through your low back. Relax your arms, reach your head up toward the ceiling, spread your toes, get grounded, and breathe. So take a few moments getting that oxygen going all the way to the bottom of your lungs, all the way up, filling your lungs completely, and then exhaling totally, just releasing any stress or tension. And when you're ready, bring your arms to shoulder level for our warm-up. Stretch it out, hands to your heart, stretch out to the front, and clasp your hands behind you. Push the fingers down toward the floor, lift your heart, and stretch your spine in the back bend, and then pivot at your hips coming over. Bring your hands up and your head down, circle your chin, just lift your sitting bones, stretch your legs, and when you're ready, bend your knees and come back up. Just wind your spine to the top, and again, into a nice upper body back bend, stretching up through the chest, out through the head, spreading your toes, and feeling that heart open. Inhale upright, release your arms, feel the circulation. And again, inhale, arms are reaching out, hands to your heart, stretch out to the front, and clasp your hands behind you. Press the fingers to the floor and lift your heart once more, pivoting all the way over. Take a moment, bringing those hands up toward your head so that shoulder area gets a little release. And lift your heart, or lift your sitting bones. Take a moment breathing. And again, bending your knees, work your way back up. Heart high, shoulders down. And again, just take a moment, stretch your spine, keep breathing and lengthening. Come on, back upright, releasing into mountain pose. Side stretches, one arm out, palm to the ceiling, hand over your shoulder. Pull the shoulder down, stretch the fingers out, and lean to the side. So no twist on this one. Remember, keep the shoulder back, the whole body straight, pushing the foot down, you're leaning away from. Get those ribs stretching apart a little bit more, and then come back up and release. Feel the difference on the sides. So the other one, arm out, palm up, hand over your shoulder, shoulder down, fingertips stretching up as you lean, pushing that whole side out to the side. Push the foot down, and remember, straight to the front, not leaning front or back. And then come back straight up and release. Take a moment feeling your sides, stretch the spine apart, and bring your arms out, palms up over your shoulders with your elbows clasped for our twist. Sitting bones down and base of the skull up as you turn to one side, bones stretching apart in your spine to twist. Exhale over, keeping the weight on both feet as evenly as you can. And relax, lift your sitting bones maybe. Keep your arms by your ears, feel what's going on through your back. And then staying in the twist, inhale your way up. And again, lift the heart, upper body, only back bend in your twist. Remember, don't overdo the back. And then inhale upright, exhale to the center and switch your arms around. Stretch the spine apart and turn to the other side. Another breath in and come on over. And again, just relax there. Lift your sitting bones maybe, stretching your legs as you're in the twist. Weight on both feet as you come back up. Work all the way to the top in the twist and lift your heart. Remember, shoulders are down, elbows are back so that chest area expands as you're there. Keep breathing. And then inhale upright, exhale around to the center, shoulders down, fingertips up, and feel that extended mountain straight. Top of the head toward the ceiling, sitting bones toward the floor, fingertips are reaching away, and then swan dog, arms at shoulder level, pivot at your hips, chest bleeding. As you come halfway down, stretch it out, drop into ragdoll. Pull in deeper, really get that spine stretching with the forehead toward your legs. And then hands back to the center and another wind up, feeling that spine totally activated for a little bit more awareness. Spread your toes, get those feet parallel to each other, sitting bones are down. Remember those knees are going toward your second toes. Keep that whole lower body aligned. Really keep that core supporting your spine. So ribs toward your spine and up, shoulders back and down. Getting ready for our warm up for our balance. So bring your foot up a little or more or toward your heart. As far in as it wants to go, get your balance and circle your foot. Circle it the other way. Keep that ankle working. And then flex and point a few times and put that foot down. Spread those toes. Get the other side going as you get ready to balance up with the other foot on the ground. Keep that core working to support your spine as you bring the foot up a little or more. Don't cross it over. And again, when you're stable, circle. Make sure that that foot is working well. Ankle working well. And again, straighten it out and put it back down. Getting ready for, let's do a couple more. Bring your arms out, palms toward the ceiling, hands over your shoulders. Shoulder blades down, crown reaching to the ceiling. Sink into your balance foot, spread the toes. Make sure things are aligned. Keep that core supporting you and lift your other foot out to the side. Bring the hands apart, just slightly, a little X shape. Stay on that foot. Maximize. Bring that foot out a little more if you want to tip a little bit further and see what's going on with your balance. And then bring that foot back down into mountain pose. Take a moment, switching sides, spreading your toes, balancing on the foot. Take a moment to sink into that foot and slowly bring the other leg out just a little bit. Find your kind of X shape as you lift it slightly toward the side. Find your balance. And come on back upright. Stretch it out, palms back down. Shoulders back and down. Feel that sinking into both feet. Spread your toes. Exhale, tension. And then sink into your first foot again. Bring your opposite leg up. Find your position. Parallel to the floor with that thigh bone, if you can do that. And then, if you can, slowly bend forward and grab the bottom of your foot and pull the heel in, knee toward your heart. Stay there if that's good. Take a moment and breathe. Or spread the leg out straight. Take a moment, breathing. Find your balance. Spread your toes and lengthen. Take a moment there. Maximize if you can. And then heel back toward your hip and release that leg. Take a moment, check your alignment on that other foot, getting ready for the same thing. Exhale any stress or tension. Spread those toes, check your alignment, check your core, and bring the other foot up. Now reaching to the ceiling, bring that leg up. Find your stability if you can. Breathe into it. And again, reaching under your foot if you can. Take a moment there. Stay there if that's where you are today. Exhale any tension. And if you're ready, extend the foot to the front. Or not. Take a few moments breathing, exhaling, finding your balance wherever you are. Maximize that stretch if you're willing to do that. Exhale, bring the foot back in and all the way down. Oh yeah, balance challenge. Okay. Sink evenly into both feet. Sitting bones toward the floor. Crown toward the ceiling. Exhale any of that balance stress. And let's try a tree. So heel in toward your arch. Toes straight ahead on that foot that's on the floor. And again, hips open, core active, shoulders down. Bring that heel up toward your calf. If that works, not on your knee, knee out to the side, or bring it up to the front of your thigh. Press the thigh and leg into each other. Stay there, hands to your heart, or cross it over in front, a little lotus position with the foot, if that's where you want to be for a little extra stability. Pushing the knee back, getting a little bit stable before you do anything else. Spread your toes, sink the sitting bones toward the floor, get that core active and supporting your spine. And if and when you're ready, bring your arms out and up or straight up. Extend over your shoulders toward the ceiling or out toward the sides. Take a moment there. Again, find your stability wherever you are. Exhale tension. And when you're ready, hands to your heart, knee to the front, and foot to the floor. Releasing into mountain pose. Getting ready for one more on the other direction. So again, spreading your toes, getting that balanced foot supportive and ready, that core active and supportive, shoulders right above your hips, above your ankles, and crown to the ceiling. Turn your foot, get that heel in by your arch, knee out toward the side, keeping those hips as open as you can. Sink, spreading your toes, relaxing, and bring your heel up. Remember, if you're balance challenged, that's okay. You can have a wall behind you for a little bit of less concern about falling that direction. You can bring your foot to your calf, staying at the low level, right at your thigh, or in front of your thigh. Make your choice for your positioning of your leg, getting as stable as you can as you start. Keep those toes spreading for that good balance support in the base of your toes, all the way through your foot. Take a moment getting stable with your hands at your heart whenever you're ready, staying there, or bringing your hands straight up or around and over your shoulders. Take a moment, stabilizing in your tree, bringing your arms out to that blossoming tree, or blooming, breathing. Exhaling and bringing your hands down and your knee to the front and your foot to the floor, and releasing as you exhale that balance stress. So bring your hands to your heart and take a moment to close your eyes in stable two-footed mountain pose. Release any stress in your shoulders, in your body, in your breath. Focus inward. Spread your toes. Inhale up through the crown, sitting bones down, crown high. Spread that spine apart. And bring your hands toward the ceiling. A little back bend, following your thumbs back. Exhale, pivot on over. And again, all the way down into ragdoll. Hands up under your knees on your shins for our halfway up stretch. Elbows, knees, spine straight. Spread your toes. Sitting bones and crowns stretch apart. Shoulder blades toward your waist. And then bend your knees And come to our child pose transition all the way down, hips to your heels, hands next to your feet, forehead toward the floor. Take a moment breathing, just relaxing. And then bringing your hands out to the front, we're going to come up into table position. Spread those fingers right under your shoulders, wrists, elbows, and shoulders lined up. Knees hip width apart under your hips. Pad if you need to. Remember, if you've got any wrist issues, you can raise the heel of your palm with your folded mat or a little prop. Spread those fingers, get good support through your hands and your feet and your knees. And sitting bones and crown, as always, stretchable. Get those ribs up, supporting your spine, your low back, and feel that table position. So once again, we're going to go into a balance. So bring your right foot back up to hip level. Stretch out through the base of your toes, or you can put your toes down toward the floor and stretch your crown forward. And then take the opposite hand. So if you've got your right foot up, it's your left arm next to your ear, right at shoulder level. Keep everything balanced so both hip bones are facing the floor, both shoulders facing the floor evenly. Stretch it out. And again, find your balance. Stretch the foot and the hand away from each other. Keep that core working and supporting your spine, no sinking through that low back. Stretch it out. Breathe. And then hand to the floor and knee back in place. Circle the wrists whenever you need to. And don't forget to do what's right for your body. Breathing. And again, back in table position, stretch everything out, get that core working. And of course, we're going to do the other side. Check that your knees are hip width apart, right under your hip bones, wrists, elbows, and shoulders lining up, spreading those fingers. Get the base of the fingers, the heel of the palm evenly supporting you, along with those knees and legs. And then left leg out up to hip level. Stretch it out, either base of the toes straight, or flexing the foot, whichever works for you. And opposite arm coming up by your ear. Core active, support that spine, it's the low back especially, no sinking and sagging. And reach the fingers and toes away, even while you pull the shoulder back toward the hips. Take a moment, finding your balance, getting whatever is working for you working even better. Take a breath. And then releasing your hand and your knee back to the floor into table position. Again, circling that wrist if that helps you. Take a breath and stretch through the spine. Once again, we're going to do that same start, and then we're going to change it up a little bit. So bringing the right foot back up to hip level from our table position, stretch it out through the base of the toes or the heel, either way. And again, bringing the opposite arm up next to your ear, stretch it out. Core is active, really support that low back, stretch the spine apart, head and sitting bones away from each other always. Take a breath, stay there, or shift the hand and the foot toward the outside of the mat. As far as it wants to go, seeing if you're still stable in that balance as you're there. Take a breath, and as you exhale, bring the leg and the arm back to the starting place. Stretching it out in your balance, keeping that core supporting you, and then your hand and your knee to the floor. Exhale, circle the wrist if you need to, and don't forget to breathe. Make any adjustments you need. Make sure that low back is supporting you through that low back throughout your balance. Stretch it apart and bring your left leg out and up to hip level. Both hips and shoulders face the floor throughout, remember. And the spine is always stretching apart. Right arm coming by your ear, opposite arm. Take a moment, stretching in that. Feel what's going on for your body in this position. Staying there if that's where you need to be, or bringing the arm and the foot to the outside direction of your mat. Take a moment, finding stability in your moved position as much as you're going. And remember, keep that low back supporting your spine. And again, moving the arm and hand back to the starting place, stretching in your balance. And then hand and knee to the floor. And again, sinking back, hips to heels, circling your wrists, and coming into child's pose. Take a breath, exhale all that balance, stress, and tension. Let your body go, just releasing and relaxing even deeper. Stretch your spine and exhale. And then inhale, sitting up, and let's bring the legs to the end of the mat. So staff position, pressing out through the heels, crown toward the ceiling, core as always activated, shoulders back and down. Take a moment, feeling your body supported with that core, shoulders right above your hips. Stretch the spine apart, and you're going to exhale and slowly lower all the way to the mat. So coming all the way down onto your back, just take a moment, relaxing there, recline integration, feel that midsection releasing and relaxing as you're in your corpse position. Taking a moment to breathe. And we're going to shift the sitting bones slightly towards your heels, back down gently. Keep the back down as you bend your knees and bring those heels right up next to your sitting bones, feet flat on the floor, knees straight up toward the ceiling. Take a moment there, just breathe and relax. Let that back sink down toward the floor. And then pull the sitting bones back toward your shoulders, lifting your ribs up toward the ceiling, getting that space from your shoulder blades all the way to your sitting bones, arching up in a little back bend. So as gentle or as maximized as your body wants, getting space under your back in that arch. And then press it down, concavity through that abdominal area, really pulling the abs in as you slide the sitting bones toward your heels and the spine toward the floor. Feel that working. And then slide the sitting bones back, arching up, getting as much of an arch as your back wants. Nice back strengthener. And it turns the abs while we're doing that. So go through that emotion a few times, pressing down, really activating the core as you come into that spine down position. And arching upwards toward the ceiling, activating that back bend through the lower back to strengthen that low back area even more. Abs working and spine back bending, working at your own pace with your breath, exhaling, contracting, inhale, and arching into that concavity, working through your body. And then bringing the body back down onto the floor. We'll do a little bridge. So feet hip width apart, right next to your sitting bones. Knees straight up. Remember, you may need to roll in to make sure that they're not spreading apart at the top of the thighs and knees. And you want those feet supporting, spreading the toes. Hands, palms down near your sides. Shoulders down. Head relaxed. You can have a little blanket under there to make sure that that neck doesn't get compromised. Press your back down. And then as you inhale, hip goes straight up toward the ceiling. Keep those knees hip width apart, feet supporting you evenly, coming onto your shoulder blades as you press your hands and arms down. You can stay there in that gentle bridge, or you can clasp your hands underneath you, pressing arms and hands into the floor, or higher onto your shoulders, and maybe a little bit higher with your hips. Make sure your head is supporting you, not your neck. Move your head around on the back of the head. Lift your hips. Press into your feet. Arch up through the whole back of your body, lifting the hip bones straight up. Take a moment there on your shoulders and your feet. Head on the floor, not your neck, in the bridge position. And then release your hands, your shoulders, your shoulder blades, your ribs, and your spine. As you get all the way back down, just feel your body. And we'll do it once more. Sitting bones toward your heels, spine pressing down. Exhale, press into your feet. Inhale, hip bones coming up straight toward the ceiling, knees not spreading apart, and reaching up through the ribs. Clasp your hands opposite way behind you. Other finger on the inside, and work up onto your arms and tops of your shoulders, pushing into your feet, up with the hip bones, coming into your bridge a little deeper if you love it. So remember, your neck is not on the floor, it's arching in its normal curves. Your head is on the floor, your shoulders support you, either backs of the shoulders or tops of the shoulders, and the arms maybe pushing down a little bit, feet activated as well. Make sure those knees aren't spreading apart or caving in together, straight up from your ankles. Lift those hip bones maybe a little bit more. Feel your bridge. Exhale any tension. And then hands releasing, shoulders, shoulder blades, ribs, and spine. Relax completely in your released position. Bring your hands out to T position, palms up or down, your choice. And we'll just do a gentle bent knee twist. Pushing your sitting bones slightly more towards your heels. Press back down through your back as you lift your knees up above your hips and roll your knees over to the side. Turn your head the opposite way and just relax in that bent knee twist. Knees going. Remember, pad if you need to, if your low back is compromised. Turn your head as much as your neck needs and wants as well. Take a breath, just relax. Let those shoulders sink, whole middle back, getting into your twist as much as you like. Exhale, just release any stress or tension. Twisting only as much as your body is willing. And as always, to release, heels go toward your hips as you roll back onto your back, knees right above your hips, arms straight out from your shoulders. Getting ready, of course, to twist the other way. So once again, knees next to each other, right at hip level. Rolling to the side and down toward the floor as you turn your head the opposite direction. Get those shoulder blades nicely down as much as you can for that full body twist. Take a breath. Compromise if you need to with that low back and neck area, doing only what's personally right for you. Deep breaths, just relaxing, letting your body sink into your twist, balancing your energy and your spine. Take a breath or two, really relax into it. And when you're ready to release, heels toward your hips, rolling onto your back, and bringing your feet to the mat. Take a breath and slide your legs out. Toes toward each other and relax your lower body. Shift your hands near your hips, palms up, shoulders down, and let your body relax completely into your final relaxation. Deep breath in, exhale, soften and sink. Let your body release into that earth surface support. And after all that balance stress, keep relaxing it as long as you'd like, releasing all that tension. If it's time though to get ready for the rest of your day, begin drawing energy and awareness with the breath back to the moment, to the room, to your body. Begin moving your body gently, however feels good for you today. Stretching as you breathe and work completely, moving gently. And when you're ready for that final yoga hug of appreciation, bring your sitting bones once more toward your heels, drawing your heels toward your hips, and then your knees up toward your heart. Wrap your arms around, give yourself that appreciative yoga hug. Let your body know you appreciate this yoga work today and the work your body does for you every day. And when you're ready to release that, bring your head and feet to the floor. Roll over to the side and sit back up, getting ready for the rest of your world today. Thanks for joining me.